It is the last Saturday of the month. Trust you're well, and thank you for tuning in to KUTV Weekend Live. Well, our reporters have been busy as usual, gathering and packaging new stories to get you informed. And Weekend Live starts right now.
This is Weekend Live with Ochieng, Cynthia.
And this broadcast is live across all our social media platforms. On YouTube, it's KUTV News Kenya. On X, it's KUTV_Kenya. Lucy Kiari is our sign language interpreter tonight. My name is Ochieng, Cynthia. Welcome. Now, the Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has assured residents that her government will continue supporting education to ensure that no child is left behind. Speaking at the Machakos Kenyatta Stadium during the Education Prize-Giving ceremony, where she was the chief guest, the governor highlighted her administration's efforts to improve learning conditions. Wavinya also emphasized her administration's focus on early childhood development education, ECDE, consequently urging students to remain disciplined and avoid behaviors that could interfere with their education, while calling on teachers, parents, and other stakeholders to work together to improve academic performance in the region.
My government has drilled boreholes in schools and given water tanks to ensure sufficient water to our primary schools and secondary schools across the county, and we are still doing more this year. We have spoken to our partners, and our partners have agreed to give us about 100 tanks to give to our secondary and primary schools.
I've been there before at your office when you are giving thousands and thousands of shillings as bursaries to needy children. That is the way to go. If you fix education in any country, you have fixed the economy, you have fixed that country almost 70%.
My Excellency is supported to advance the body of girls to Morocco, fully funded, issues bursaries to secondary schools, to the bright and needy learners. You offer People's Park. The other day, Your Excellency, we held our county dialogue, which was together with the national dialogue.
Moving on, members of the public, lawmakers, and close friends came together in Nalepo Village, Kajiado County, to pay their last respect to Elvis Mukaranya Anamenya, the son to Dagoretti North Member of Parliament Beatrice Elachi, who tragically lost his life in a road accident. Led by residents, President at the memorial service emphasized the need of important unity across generations as they offered their condolence to the grieving family. Elvis, a final year student at Africa Nazarene University, was known or is to be remembered as a kind and generous person.
As Christ went through the deep waters of death for us.
Kwanza nimshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu. Maana yeye ndiye alinipatia huu kijana. Na huu kijana alikuwa kijana hajawahi enda hospitali. Kwa hivyo hiyo hospitali ilikuwa ya kwanza na ya mwisho. Tunasema amina. Amen.
We have very angry youth. I don't know what's going on in this country, but we need serious soul searching. When we have lost Utu, when we don't feel when somebody has lost a loved one, it doesn't matter what the reason or the justification. And perhaps it is time, I don't know in what format, but we need to talk to each other and stop talking at one another and stop pointing fingers and we need a moment to heal the nation. Because if we don't heal the nation, we'll be tearing this country. And this is a country for all generations. Whether you are my generation, I don't know what I'm called, whether I am boomers or sijui what they are called, or whether you are Gen X or whether you are Gen Z, we all need each other.
Nataka niseme asante sana kwa kunialika nizungumze na tuweze kumpumzisha ndugu yetu alale mahali.
Na najua wabunge wengi wangekuwa zaidi, ni vile hawakuweza kufika leo. I think finally nimeona some officials wa Nairobi County Government. The Nairobi County Government has stood with this family because
the Kenya Kwanza administration has achieved key milestones in implementing its development agenda. This is according to Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of Performance Management, Eliud Owalo. Speaking in Asembo, Rarieda Sub-County, after attending a burial, Owalo stated that a mid-term review of government programs revealed significant progress with a roadmap set for the next 2 years. Among the key focus areas Owalo highlighted included reviving the sugar and cotton industries, leasing struggling sugar mills to private sectors, and accelerating the construction of the Lake Victoria Ring Road to enhance trade in the region. On public sector reforms, he noted that the government is working to prove efficiency in state agencies by instilling a private sector work ethic.
Based on past performance, prioritized what needs to be done over the next 2 years with a view to fully implementing the Kenya Kwanza plan, which was the basis of our campaign and now forms the overall policy framework and development agenda of government. In Nyanza, we have an enabling environment right now for purposes of development. And we want to zero in on certain integral sectors and projects that will rejuvenate the economy of the Nyanza region and the entire Lake region for that matter. We are focused on revitalization of the sugar companies. The government already has a proper program of revitalizing the sugar mills by way of leasing to the private sector, not selling, leasing to the private sector so that the private sector can pump in money to enable the sugar companies once more operate at optimal capacity utilization levels.
Following a 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck central Myanmar on Thursday, the death toll has surpassed 1,000, with over 2,300 people injured and dozens still missing. The earthquake, which had a shallow depth of 10 kilometers, caused widespread destruction, particularly in Mandalay, where buildings, roads, and bridges crumbled under the tremors. The impact was felt as far as Bangkok, Thailand, where a high-rising building collapsed, killing 6 people and injuring over 20. Rescue operations are underway, but power outages and communication disruptions continue to hinder efforts. International aid is pouring in, with rescue teams and humanitarian support arriving from China, India, Malaysia, and the United Nations. However, Myanmar's ongoing civil conflict poses significant challenges to relief operations. And Muslims have been urged to unite and remember the less fortunate during the upcoming Eid al-Fitr celebrations. This is despite prevailing economic challenges. Eid celebrations mark an important day in the Islamic calendar, signifying the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Our reporter Yvonne Kemuma has the details.
Eid al-Fitr is a significant day in the Islamic calendar, marking a time for Muslims to celebrate while uniting and remembering the less fortunate. Chief Kadhi Sheikh Abdul Halim Athman commended the Muslim community for their dedication to fasting and prayers throughout the holy month.
Wale wenye uwezo kilo 2 na robo, kilo 2 na gramu 40 waweze kutoa chakula kuwapatia masikini. Kuanzia jioni ama siku 1-2 kabla siku ya Eid waweze kutoa kuweza kuwapatia masikini. Kila mtu, hii ni zakatul fitri ambayo ni wajibu kwa kila Muislamu.
The Chief Kadhi encouraged believers to embrace unity, particularly regarding the long-standing moon sighting debate which has previously caused divisions.
Enda kukamilisha mwezi mtukufu Ramadhan siku ya Jumapili, inshallah tutaangalia mwezi. Kuna wale wanafuata wa kimataifa wanaweza kuangalia Jumamosi na itategemea kama utaonekana au utaonekana. Hizi tofauti, ndugu Waislamu, zisiweze kuwatenganisha. Tumekubaliana na mashehe wengi na utaona kama joto la hizi tofauti kwa wale wasomi wa kikweli kweli na mashehe wakubwa.
The chairman of the Marikiti Traders Association, Eli Aidan, said that the Makinon market, commonly known as Marikiti, remains vibrant and full of energy despite economic constraints and a cash crunch affecting many people. Traders are still doing their best to make ends meet. Aidan also noted that there has been no incidences of insecurity as security measures have been heightened to ensure a safe shopping environment.
Mwaka huwa ina shida yake, na kulikuwa na wakati wa corona, ilikuwa na problem ya corona. Sasa hii ni economy, sasa watu hawana pesa, lakini wanajaribu ili hali na mali wajaribu kuridhisha familia zao yale kidogo ambao wako nayo. Biashara si kama zamani, lakini at least iko sawa kidogo. Watu wanaendelea kununua na wanajaribu kuzawazisha ama kubarahia madamu tunaelekea mwisho wa Ramadhani.
Adija Kioko, a resident of Likoni, described that they are navigating through tough economic times as the cost of living has soared, affecting their purchasing power.
Ndio nimevuka leo kuja kuangalia siku ya watoto, lakini safari na sikukuu mambo magumu, maisha magumu. Hajua tufanye nini? Tayani sikukuu jibu inkuja tu, yani ile mradi, yani mambo ya Mwenyezi Mungu, lakini itabidi tukani ile kushukuru Mungu tu basi. Lakini kama mambo ya pesa hakuna, maisha magumu, watu hatujui hata tufanyeje sisi.
However, hawkers at Marikiti Market said that they are free to work without interference from the county government enforcement officers.
And at that point, Weekend Live is taking its first commercial break. We'll be back.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Ochieng James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia,
they find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated,
inclusive setups
by providing the right facilities.
are watching Weekend Live with Ochieng Cynthia.
Welcome back. And the former Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga has warned of the risk of South Sudan's conflict spilling over into Kenya and the wider East African region. Speaking after his visit to Juba as an IGAD envoy, Raila addressed the detention of the first Vice President Riek Machar and his wife, which has raised global concerns. Machar's party urges the move effectively nullifies the 2018 peace deal that ended the country's civil war. With tensions rising, Raila vowed to return to Juba as world leaders call for restraint to prevent further instability.
I went to Juba kusema hali haya sasa inatisha usalama sio tu kule Sudan Kusini, lakini eneo hii yote ya Afrika Mashariki. Manake wanavyojua kama usalama umedhoofika au zorota kule Sudan Kusini, wakimbizi wa kisiasa wengi watajumuika hapa Kenya na Uganda. Work in progress. I'm going to make a report to President Ruto and Prime Minister Abiy and President Gele of my findings in South Sudan. The situation requires international attention.
And Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni Wamuchomba has vowed to take up the challenge posted by banana farmers from her area. The farmers had petitioned Parliament to legislate on banana value chain products for use in manufacture of fortified flour, further citing that the policies are overdue.
Wanatengeneza hii mikeka hii nini? Si farmers na vijana wako na kazi.
Banana farmers in the Githunguri area, Kiambu County, have petitioned Parliament to legislate on banana value chain product use in the manufacture of the fortified flour. This follows a benchmarking activity that took place at Kisii County.
Wamuchomba, my dear ma'am, because you are a mother, because you understand what it means. Once we get the fortified flour, because it's going to pass, it is easier in Parliament. We are going to make sure that even if it's 5% of banana fortified flour to be mixed with all other flours, at the end of the day, our banana, as you have seen, value addition, we are going to buy a banana, this banana, more than 2,000 shillings.
During the visit, they were, however, encouraged to continue with banana planting despite the challenges faced.
We are encouraging our farmers to continue planting because we have seen right at the end of the tunnel. If the policies that are made and the regulations in our Parliament, in our assemblies, can support the banana value chain, Kisii, we are going to make it, and our farmers are going to earn a lot of income.
Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni Wamuchomba, who was also in attendance, vowed to intervene and help out, consequently stating that with better policies, young professionals would earn themselves job opportunities in the country.
So I am aware that she has a request. She has invited me as a Member of Parliament also, so that I can be able to catalyze the process of making sure that we make up a policy, a national policy that is going to help her make use of this banana component in our starches, especially our flour. So I think this is something that I will be very much interested to be part and parcel of that person who is going to push the bill, yes, and have the debate in Parliament, and ensure that the policy and the national policy is entrenched in the value chain so that we can be able to absorb as many bananas as possible.
With the policies in place, farmers believe that the trade will contribute greatly to creating employment for the youth in various professions. Ochieng Cynthia, KUTV. And Greenstem is manufacturing toxic chemical-free compostable food-grade packaging products from agricultural waste. Juma Majanga reports from Thika, Kenya.
At an industrial area on the outskirts of Thika town in central Kenya, Anita Shah is supervising the manufacture of biodegradable food packaging containers. Shah says she was frustrated by the amount of packaging plastic she saw whenever she went shopping in supermarkets. In 2011, the development economist left her 2-decade-long international career and returned home to set up Greenstem Products, a company that manufactures toxic chemical-free compostable packaging products from agricultural waste. Shah says she wants to protect the environment and fight climate change.
Essentially, we want to do is eliminate plastic from the food system where possible, so that the question of production of plastics and the fossil fuels used in the production of plastics and the CO2 emissions that result from the manufacturing process of plastic and the burning of it and disposal in landfill is eliminated.
The company currently uses sugarcane waste, called bagasse, as raw material, but says other plant byproducts can be used as well. The bagasse is pulped into slurry, which is then pressed into desired shapes before being trimmed and sprayed with a waterproofing bio-based solvent and dried. The result is a range of biodegradable packaging containers that David Mwangi, a machine operator at Greenstem Products, say are good alternatives to plastic.
Even in my home right now, I don't like plastic, because when you follow up with the plastic, what you get after disposing this plastic to the environment, it's not good. Yeah. But what we are making now, even if we just grow it to the farm, it will lot after some months.
According to the United Nations, the world produces roughly 430 million tons of plastic every year, but less than 9% of this is recycled. African countries are particularly vulnerable to the negative effects of plastic pollution because the recycling sector on the continent is just starting out. Experts say innovators like Greenstem can play a key role going forward.
Innovation and technology-led innovation is really, I would say, the main thing to unlock how the 21st century will disrupt the 20th century businesses and end up with a much cleaner planet and even more jobs as well.
Greenstem says it currently produces 100,000 pieces of packaging products per month and is installing new machinery that will see the numbers rise to 2.4 million pieces per month. Greenstem products are slightly more expensive than plastic alternatives, but half the cost of imported versions, Shah says.
We're about planet, people, and profit, so self-sufficiency. But ultimately, our goal is to conserve the planet.
Packaging makes up approximately 36% of all plastic produced in the world, making it a big driver of plastic pollution, according to the UN Environment Agency. Entrepreneurs like Shah hope their innovations can at least be part of the solution. Yoma Majanga, VOA News, Thika, Kenya.
In Nigeria, one non-profit is on a mission to digitize the country's history. Its members are doing so by uploading copies of newspapers from 1960, the year Nigeria got its independence, until today. Timothy Obiezu has more from Lagos.
Page by fragile page, these old Nigerian newspapers are being scanned and uploaded to a back-end server. It's part of a project started by former Nigerian journalist Fuad Lawal. He says the idea came to him when he was working in a newsroom years ago.
When you want to find answers and build context for your stories, it's hard to find archival stuff. I'm very sure you struggle to find archival footage about Nigeria. In our case, it's hard to find even just basic information. And so the question became what would it look like if we try to make all of this history accessible?
But not just accessible to people. Lawal also wants to use all this data to make sure African stories are a part of any artificial intelligence base of knowledge.
We are at the dawn of a new information age by way of AI. And when you use these tools, these AI tools, one of the things you quickly learn is that African information is grossly underrepresented, right? It is barely right about anything in the context of Nigeria.
This project hopes to change that. The server currently holds more than 60,000 pages of what could become Nigeria's first interactive digital newspaper archive. Historic events across 6 decades, including military coups, civil war, and notable elections, have so far been captured. The project has attracted nearly $40,000 in donations and is driven by volunteers like Boyega Taiwo.
I joined archiving in April last year, so almost a year now. We come here every day, we scan, we catalog, we log on our Notion just to track progress and uploading on the AWS. Coming here every day, flipping through pages, it just helps, it does something, it helps, I think knowledge, right? Like there's a lot of things that we've learned.
Once all the material is online, Lawal says AI-powered tools such as language translation apps, grammar checkers, and speed recognition software will have access to information about Nigeria that has never been online before.
We believe that by digitizing these old newspapers, we're basically taking like dark data, that's data that is inaccessible, and we're digitizing it and making it more accessible.
Last September, the nonprofit launched the first collection of documents and is currently trying to raise $100,000 to expand. Timothy Obiezu, VOA News, Lagos, Nigeria.
And to some sports news now, the Kenyan government has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting esports and other sporting disciplines, recognizing their roles in empowering young people and fostering economic growth. Speaking in Nairobi, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi lauded esports as a transformative industry with immense potential to shape Kenya's digital future.
In a move to elevate the nation's gaming ecosystem, a number of esports players gathered today at Charter Hall in Nairobi for the E-League One Tour Esports Grand Finals.
Esports Viva! Esports Viva!
Speaking during the adrenaline-filled event that attracted players as young as 14 years, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi assured the players of the government support in ensuring the sector thrives and positions Kenya as a global leader in technology and digital innovation.
Count on me, count on us to support esports in this country. I want to assure you that there's a great future and we'll do whatever it takes to support esports and other sports so that the young people can fully unleash their potential as sports people in different ways.
Esports is a form of competition that uses video games to tap into technical skills, particularly coding, to foster innovation, community building, and digital entrepreneurship.
Today, I want to salute a young man who developed the Hero game. He has used his talent to innovate, and I've just seen with a lot of amazement and encouragement how he's conveying the message of protecting our wildlife by fighting with poachers. And this is the kind of innovation that I know you can do wonders with.
With the teams from the competition set to represent Kenya in France, Mudavadi highlighted that international participation not only showcases Kenyan talent, but also creates investment opportunities for the digital sector.
In our management of our city, how we can use the lessons from this sport to manage garbage collection, for example, to manage security, to manage lighting possibilities, and many other things.
So these are also going to be ambassadors for our country. Most of them have already gone out there. They've carried themselves well. They've brought in trophies and they've given us a very good name as a country.
Consequently, he urged the young esport players not to shy away from partnering with the government to enhance their technical skills in one of the fastest growing industries globally.
As you play the esports, I want you to also work with us so that skills like coding, as you learn to play, so that you can actually upgrade your skills in coding, and Kenya can become a very, very powerful nation on matters coding.
Mudavadi was joined by French Ambassador to Kenya Arnaud Sekut, Nairobi Deputy Governor Njoroge Mushiri, and President of the Esports Federation of Kenya, Ronnie Lusigi.
Kanairo, yay! I have endured a painful defeat against the Prime Cabinet Secretary, who have scored a goal while I was trying to figure out the game.
As Kenyan teams gear up for the competitions in France, sports enthusiasts say that the esports industry, which has attracted millions of players and spectators who engage in competitive gaming, marks a significant step in the country's esports journey. Theo Masharia for KUTV.
Africa Nazarene Men's University men's team thrashed Kabarak University to book spot in the finals of the 17th edition of the Kenya University Sports Federation game played at Kenyatta University. The university is unbeatable in all their fixtures, and they will meet USIU in the finals slated for tomorrow in the women's category. Strathmore University outpowered Zetech University to book a place in the finals. That is all we had for you here at KU Kenyatta University Television, and the program was KU Weekend Live. We meet again next time. My name is Ochieng, Cynthia. On the sign language interpretation has been Lucy Kiari.